Okay, so what's going on YouTube? This is your boy Ricky, man. I'm here at work. Uh, Today I am in the photo studio. This is where we take Department of the Army photos, the official photos. We call them DA photos, and then they also take portraits, whether it be head and shoulders, with maybe usually commanders and up, they get with their flags and stuff in the back and things of that nature. It's another element to our job that we could end up doing based on, depending on where we are stationed. You could be working in a studio environment. So as a 25 Victor, it's not only good to know how to work your camera and take good photos in a field environment or event or at events, but it's also good to understand the studio environment as well. And that's one of my knocks with DEMFOs, is that DEMFOs, we have a studio unit, but it's too short. I believe they need to go more in detail in the studio environment. It's very important to know lighting and all those different factors if you're going to be a photographer. But again, we're set up to be more documenters than actual skilled photographers, which know light and how to manipulate it and all that. Even I feel like even the flash unit, when they taught us flash, I feel like they need to spend more time on that as well, because we're always put in positions where we may need to use flash in poorly lit rooms and areas throughout the military bases and stuff like that. So what I find is a lot of 25 Victors don't know how to use flash, so they go into these environments and they're shooting on high ISOs, which causes their images to be grainy. And I think that's not good, and that's all because of lack of proper training, in my opinion, of flash. So, and I can say that because that's how I was when I first got to my first unit. I didn't know how to use flash really at all. I didn't understand it. I didn't really want to deal with it much, so I didn't. So luckily we had lenses that were fast, so I used to always depend upon going down to 2.8 and things of that nature. But then you get into, if you're shooting groups and all that kind of stuff, with some people being in focus and some people being out of focus and all that. So that's the problem you run into when you don't know how to use flash and you're just trying to use straight natural light. There is a trick to it, though. If you're shooting at 2.8, if everybody's on the same plane, in most cases you can get everybody in focus, but you don't want to take that chance. You want to be on at least 5.6 f4 at the smallest, but 5.6 is usually a good area to be on when you're shooting groups. But you also, in that scenario, would need to use some type of lighting, because 5.6 is going to have a very dark image unless you just got a lot of light where you can deal with it. A lot of cameras these days shoot great on high ISOs, like the Nikon D5 shoots very great on high ISOs. Like I can shoot up to I can have usable images at 4,000 ISO. 4 to 5,000 ISO, I can have usable images. That's not a recommended ISO to be shooting on, but I can get usable images out of ISO 5000 on the Nikon D5, and I can get good images at 2500 ISO off it. So the cameras have gotten better in that regard, but you don't want to depend on that. You want to always shoot on the lowest ISO you can for a better quality photo. But I'm here in the studio where we do DA photos and official portraits for commanders and SESs, which is the civilian equivalent basically to like a commander, like a big time person. So so this is what I've been doing here for the last few days. My journey is actually taking a different turn. I will not be on the assignments team anymore due to an injury, my foot. I had surgery on my foot and it kind of went awry, so I'm out of commission for now. Hold on one second, I got a customer coming in.
Morning,
How you doing, sir?
I think I'm 9:30.
9:30. Okay, so our dressing rooms are here. Get dressed and be ready to roll. Oh, we had one or two then?
Two in here.
Okay.
Just need market.
Yes, just strike it out. It is what it is. I've always been the type of person that makes the best of whatever situation I'm in. Like, you can put me in the mud and I'll find a way to make a good situation out of it. So that's just how I've always been throughout my career. So I don't necessarily want to go over here, but it's the best thing for the agency. Hold on, we got somebody else coming in. Different for me because I love to shoot. Shooting is what I do. Shooting is what I breathe. But at the end of the day, you got to take care of yourself on the medical end. And I think that's one issue that we have in the military is that, you know, we want to be whoo and, you know, we got injuries and stuff like that, and we ignore those injuries, and then it catches up with you later in life. So I've had this issue with my feet for about 5-6 years now. So it's time to address it and get something done about it. So as y'all know me, nothing's gonna stop me. I'm still gonna shoot somehow, some way, because it's just me. I've never depended on the Army to keep my my skill set alive. I've done it on my own since I started. So you would always catch me out somewhere shooting after work on the weekends. So but again, it's definitely new territory, but I'm embracing it, and it gives me time to reflect and also take care of me, because for so long I've always thought about everybody else, and I've always been, whatever unit I've been to, willing to help others and bring others along, and at the expense of my own self. So, and at this point, not doing that anymore. So maybe some people out there going through the same thing where they're in transition, and they're doing something different than what they're used to doing. But I just say, you know, there's a lesson in everything. You can learn something out of every situation, and I would say just embrace it and find that good thing or that lesson out of what it is that you're trying to do. So you'll still see content coming from me. You'll still see images coming from me, because that's just what I do. Like it's who I am. So, you know, I just thought I'll get on here and do a little video. My goal is to do see if I can do this everyday thing. I've been inspired by Jose Rodriguez, and if you haven't subscribed to his channel, it's No Way Jose. He's a fellow combat cameraman. He is over in Hawaii, and he has a unique perspective on our job, because he does some cool things as well over in Hawaii. So I would suggest that you please go and subscribe to his channel. He's doing like an everyday vlog, so this will keep me occupied, have me something to do. And as well as Tyrone Turner, which is former 25 Victor. His channel is Flash Film Media. If you need any tips, tricks, if you're a photographer or not, and you want to know about certain gear, what should I get, things you can get on a budget, his channel is perfect, because he has all the tools, and he's explaining all these different affordable things that you can get, gear that you can get. So I would say subscribe to his channel, Flash Film Media. No, it didn't ring anymore.